Hi, I'm Kristyn Burtt for LifeScript.com. As a former member of the women's U.S. national and Olympic soccer teams, Brandi Chastain is used to health and fitness being a part of her family's daily regimen. That all changed in 2015 when her 10-year-old son was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. Brandi shared her family's personal experience with inflammatory bowel disease and how they've learned to live successfully with the illness.
What I thought was really interesting when I heard about your son's story is that you noticed some physical symptoms of IBD, but
Right.
it was some of the behavioral, emotional things that were going on.
Right.
So tell me what you were noticing.
Well, I think initially it was general irritability, just, excessive restroom usage, accidents during school, and just not himself. I mean, really, that's what it was. All these things were just like made you wonder what's happening, but without really thinking beyond like the normal, oh, he's got a cold or he's got a fever or, something. So, literally third grade was the toughest year for him. And from today, looking back on this past year compared to the year before, night and day better.
That's astonishing. So was he having problems in school that you're like, I need to take him to the doctor, or you're just noticing this at home? Like, did his teachers say anything?
Well, at first we were noticing that he was having issues about, like, he would ask to go to the restroom a lot, and then the teacher would write us an email. Jaden's spending more time in the restroom than he should. He's not coming back right away. I would notice when he would come home and he would change his clothes that there was an accident, and he wouldn't say anything. But I don't think he wasn't, it wasn't because he was embarrassed. He just thought, well, I couldn't get to the bathroom. The teacher wouldn't let me go. Mm-hmm. And then he was starting to have low-grade fevers. He was talking about his tummy not feeling well. And then he had a physical sign, a fistula, that all of a sudden was like, wow, I don't know what this is. We have to go to the doctor now.
Okay, so you go to the doctor,
Yes.
and you're talking about all these symptoms. Did the doctor right away kind of have an idea of what might be going on?
So we went to the pediatrician, so just for a general checkup to say, hey, something's not right, please help. And immediately she said, I need you to take an appointment with a gastroenterologist. And luckily her husband happens to be a pediatric gastroenterologist. I mean, it's seriously amazing. And she got us an appointment the next day. And he had the appointment, and the doctor said, we'll do more tests, but by just looking at this, I believe Jaden has Crohn's.
Wow.
And that was a year ago yesterday. And honestly, those words were so heavy, but also uplifting, because now at least I had something to look to. I can move forward to, okay, what's the next step? Not knowing was the hardest part.
Yeah, everyone wants their kid to be healthy and active
Right.
and happy, and you're like,
Right.
something is going on. So can you explain to me what Crohn's disease actually is?
From a layman's understanding, Crohn's disease is an inflammation of the GI, and basically that's the interior of your intestines. And I've had inflammation in different places. So in my mind's eye, I see the GI just being irritated and swollen, and that's the best way that I can describe what Crohn's is.
So what was the next step once you found out it was a Crohn's diagnosis?
Well, he had multiple tests, and then we got the answer. We all went into the doctor's office, and he laid out some options, and he said, what do you as a family feel most comfortable attempting initially? He says, we don't know if this will be the right thing, but we'll take some steps. So finding a medication that was right for him was one step. Second step was we made some alterations to nutrition, not huge ones. He didn't have a lot of foods that he would eat on the regular, so it was easy to cut out carrots, raw carrots, apples, refried beans, which home cooked. He loved them so much, So we made some concessions, but we found other things that he ended up really liking. So I don't think he's missed those things too much. And then it was trying to get his weight back up, so we did a little bit of a supplement shake. And with the medication, with the nutrition, now we know that he has this, a little bit less stress going on to rush to things or to make him try to do things, kind of ease our way into things. Things seem to have turned 180. It's been a blessing.
How about the source of this? Because I know for some people it is genetic, but then there's a whole list of other things that could possibly contribute to this.
Yeah, I think this is the interesting, intriguing, mysterious part of IBD, which is it wouldn't be the same for you as it is for me, as 1.6 million Americans who live with IBD, whether that be Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis. We don't know. It turns out, now that we know, that a couple of my husband's aunts have the disease. But it wouldn't have changed anything for us, Environment can be a part of it, but it's not 100% sure exactly what. Nutrition could be helpful or possibly detrimental depending on how your symptoms go.
Was he embarrassed at all? I mean, because I know at that age,
Right.
Kids sometimes like try to hide things, and especially you want to be like every other kid at that
Right.
age.
I don't know why, and I'm so grateful. He never was. He never had that kind of what I think some people would say is kind of like a stigma, right? Like, ooh, I don't want to talk about that, or that's embarrassing, or Jaden's more like, yeah, that happened.
For parents that have kids that are newly diagnosed, and you've been through it, and especially those first couple days of a diagnosis, I think everything can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
What are a couple tips that you have for them?
Well, I'm not so sure. Again, like these IBDs, it's not going to work for everybody. For me, I went back to my background of sports. What helped me when I felt like it was a big game, or things were starting to become overwhelming, or the pressure seemed so great? Breathe. Relax. Have a conversation, whether that be with your gastroenterologist. Ask questions. Maybe there's a question out there even in the conversation, that something will come out that you didn't know you wanted to ask, and all of a sudden you'll be like, oh, that makes it so much better. Lean on people. Lean on people. That's it takes a village. If you have a child, you understand as a parent, like, you can't do everything. You need support. So that's how everybody is. So don't feel like you're the only one.
Remind us again where everyone can go for more information.
Right. Really important that we all use the resources that are out there. We're on the web all the time. So please, if you want more information, you need to find a gastroenterologist, you want some tips or tools, go to ibdgameplan.com, and there you will be supported in a way that will certainly help you find the answers you're looking for.
Well, I thank you so much for joining us, and I appreciate you sharing Jaden's story.
I appreciate
and
you
your
listening
whole family.
and sharing it for us.
Thank you.
My pleasure.